welcome back to Travel with Rola. Do you think you are a gentleman or probably call yourself a lady of high manners? Today we are going to learn something about table manners. It's very important to keep in mind. Proper table manners always help you and never hurt you. The good thing is they can be learned and it's never too late to do so.
The place setting. Before starting discussing how to behave while dining, we should learn the place setting at a Western restaurant. Nothing gives people great anxiety than the place setting. You sit down and there's all these glasses and plates and implements. It's a really tricky one and gets people chapped up. You don't know what's going on. It's totally overwhelming. Don't worry, let me show you a picture of formal place setting. Water goblet, red wine glass, white wine glass, sherry glass, butter knife, butter plate, napkin, plate, dish fork, meat fork, salad fork, shellfish fork, soup spoon, fish knife, service knife. The first thing that you want to figure out is where's my bread plate and where's my water glass. Just remember B and D. So B for bread and D for drink. When it comes to understanding which glass is for what, honestly, you don't have to worry about it. Because most likely when you get there to the table, your water glass is probably already filled. Or it will be pretty obvious which one the glass is. And if you do have multiple wine glasses, generally that means you are probably gonna be in a place that has servers. And the server is going to fill up your glass anyway, so you don't need to really think about it. When it comes to silverware, there is something you've got to understand. Each utensil should be laid to the order that the dishes should be presented. You know, anything that is served on a flat plate should be eaten with a fork, and anything that's served in a bowl should be eaten with a spoon. The only thing that you really need to remember is that you start with utensil closest to you and work from your outside in. Those utensils on the top above your plate are for dessert. Don't worry about them for now. On your left side, you are probably going to have some forks. On your right side, you are probably going to have some knives, some spoon or two. And then maybe a fork looks like this. That's a shellfish fork. Sitting down at the table, I suggest you turn your cell phone ring off and put it away when you are dining with other people. Don't leave your phone on the table because you are much more likely to pick it up and look at it, which is implied in the presence of other people. The other thing you want to do is make sure to wait for everyone to gather around the table. Wait to be seated or wait for the cue of the host, or if they sit, you can sit as well. The first thing you do when you sit down is generally put your napkin on your lap. Be sure to sit up straight but comfortably. Don't slouch or cross your arms. Lean way back on your chair. Keeping your elbows off the table. Keeping your free hand on your lap while you are eating. But it is actually acceptable to put your elbows on the table in between courses when you are not eating. After the meal, if you are just enjoying conversation with the other diners, you can put your elbows on the table, lean in, and it's totally fine. Finally, it's time to eat. You should only start eating when everyone else has been served and a host or hostess starts to take their fork and take the lead. It's very impolite and sometimes even rude to just dig into your plate of food while the others are still empty-handed. In the Western world, there are sort of two acceptable ways to hold your fork and knife. There's the American style and the continental style. With the American style, you hold the fork with the dominant hand, kind of like a pencil. And then when it comes to cut something, you switch hands, and that's why this is sometimes called the zigzag styles also. And you use your dominant hand to cut with the knife. Cut a single bite of food and switch the fork back to your dominant hand to take a bite. And while you are doing that, if you want to set the knife down, and you can place it at the top of your plate, with the blade facing down towards you. With the continental style, you keep your fork in your non-dominant hand. And then you still cut with your dominant hand, but you don't switch them. This is actually what I do because it's a little bit easier. You are switching back and forth. Food is served from bowls and platters at family-style diners, with bowls and anything at the table. The rule is, don't reach over anybody else and don't touch them. To start, pass the bowl around the table from the left to the right. When you get the bowl, you hold it and you serve yourself. Then you pass it on to your neighbor on the right. Always use the serving utensils and never use your silverware on your plate. Chewing and talking. Always chewing with your mouth closed. Don't make noises as pets. After all, we are civilized people. Don't eat too fast. Pay attention to your pace. It really helps to slow down and engage in conversation with your companies. Don't make assumptions. Otherwise, you can be disrespected. If someone asks you questions while you are chewing, finish chewing and then answer. Likewise, don't ask others questions when they are chewing. It may put them in an awkward situation. Never lick your finger or fork, no matter how tasty the food is. After the dinner, place the fork and the knife at 4 to 5 o'clock angle if you are done with the course. If you are not done yet, there are 2 ways to show you are not finished with it. At the end of the meal, you should fold the napkin and place next to your plate. Never put it on the plate.
That's all I want to share with you today. These rules are really easy to follow and keep up. Watch the video carefully and be a pleasant dining company.